Hey everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. It's actually kind of weird to be filming here because this is the first video that I have filmed since I have come back home for my vacation. For those of you who don't know, I took a trip out west to Seattle and Portland, and then I also spent some time on Martha's Vineyard on the East Coast. But anyways, today's video is going to be a grocery haul for you guys, and this grocery haul is pretty epic. It is very large, but that is because I was just on vacation, and when I came home, literally the only things I had in my fridge were some kombucha, like a jar of applesauce, and some ginger. And I was out of some dry staples and other things as well, so I kind of stocked up on a lot of things so I won't have to go grocery shopping for those items as frequently in the future. So on that note, this grocery haul was a little more expensive than I would normally spend on a day-to-day week. In total, it was around $75, I think. But as you will soon see, some of this stuff is definitely going to last me more than a week. So it still kind of evens out and I'm not that upset about it. Typically, I try to spend between $25 and $35 in a week. I went to Winn, Dixie, which is a local grocery store chain here in Florida. I'm not sure where else it is in the United States. And I also went to BJ's, which is a wholesale club. So the items are all kind of mixed up, and I really don't think it matters if I tell you where I got the items, but if you have a specific question about where I specifically got an item, you can ask me in the comments below and I'll let you know. But I'm going to start with the frozen stuff first so I can run back downstairs and put it in my freezer. So really quickly, I got a loaf of bread. This is Ezekiel Bread. It's the 7 sprouted grains bread. I normally get the other one that's orange, but this one was $1 cheaper, so I was like, why not? I don't buy sandwich bread too often, but I'm actually going to be using this in a recipe video because I want to film some back to school lunch ideas for you guys. And I'm not opposed to bread at all. It just takes me a while to go through it. So this will probably last me a really long time unless I get on like some toast kick or something. But Ezekiel bread is definitely my favorite. Be careful with some of the grocery store breads you buy because they may have something called L-cysteine in it, which is actually not vegan. It's made from duck feathers, which is disgusting. But yeah, this is a really long tangent and I've only done the first item, so we gotta move faster. Besides that bread, the only other food items I got that are frozen are vegetables. I got a bag of frozen corn. I had some for lunch, that's why it's open. I got a bag of frozen peas. And then finally, I got this little box thing of chopped spinach. So I'm gonna go put these in my freezer and then I'll come back and show you guys the rest of the stuff I got. Okay, back from the freezer. And I'm just gonna go in whatever order. I just have this stuff in bags in front of me. So the first two things aren't really food items, but like I said, I was running out of a lot of things in my kitchen. So I got a new thing of parchment paper, which is really good for oil-free baking. It's a great non-stick surface. And then I got a thing of plastic wrap, and it's not very eco-friendly. I'm not really happy about having to buy it. But sometimes in life, you just need plastic wrap, and there's really no other substitute for it. So I bought it. So then next I got these 2 giant things of greens. These are 1 pound each. This one is a baby spinach box, and this one is super greens. It's a nutritious blend of spinach, chard, kale, and arugula. And usually I would just buy 1 of these to last me for the week, but I've recently been trying to incorporate more raw greens into my diet because I just noticed that I feel so much healthier when I do eat them. So I bought 2 of them. I'm going to challenge myself to eat both of them in a week, which probably actually won't be a problem. But yeah. So then next I got a lot of beans, and I will say I did get these from BJ's, so they're cheaper there, but they only sell them in larger packages. But these will probably last me for this whole next semester of school. So the first thing I got is this giant thing of chickpeas. It's partially open because I did already use one of the packs. There are 8 total of these bags, and each bag is 12 ounces. For those of you who don't know, I have a pressure cooker, so I buy dried beans and just make my own beans because that way I can control the sodium content and it's just easier and cheaper, even though beans are already cheap. And then also I was completely out of dried black beans, so I got a giant bag of black beans as well. So the rest of the stuff is more appropriately sized, I think, and most of it is refrigerated. So I just got a few staples that I like to have in my pantry, as well as some other things. Like I said, I have some recipe videos of mine that I want to film for you guys. And also I just felt really motivated to have an abundance of fruits and veggies in my fridge, so I bought them. So we have a thing of celery, a giant bag of carrots. I always make sure I have carrots because I feel like they're very, very versatile. I got a carton of my favorite plant-based milk. It's by Blue Diamond and it's the almond and coconut blend, but I always buy the unsweetened original because I don't like any sugar in it in case I want to use it in a savory recipe, because that would just not work out. And that's why I don't buy the vanilla thing either, because the vanilla flavor also is probably really artificial. Then next I bought 3 Granny Smith apples. Granny Smith used to be my favorite apples and I haven't had them in forever, so I felt inspired to buy them. I also got this bag of mini cucumbers because the store didn't have regular ones, but they'll work just as well, I'm sure. And then I also bought this head of organic red cabbage and a beet, and I bought these specifically because I'm going to try to make my own sauerkraut. I've really been interested in fermenting foods, and I make my own kombucha, but I want to try to make my own kimchi, and I wanted to try to make my own sauerkraut, but then I remembered that purple vegetables actually have higher levels of antioxidants than green ones, so I was like, why don't I just make my own sauerkraut with red cabbage? So I looked it up online and there were a few recipes, and you can indeed make your own sauerkraut with purple cabbage. And a few of them had apples in them, which I thought was interesting, but I wanted to try it with a beet, so I'm going to make a beet and red cabbage sauerkraut probably as soon as I finish this video. So then next I bought a big bag of limes. This will also last me for a very long time. I don't really buy lemons like ever. I don't know, I just find that I use limes more in cooking or smoothie bowls versus lemons. I also got 2 red bell peppers, 1 avocado, this carton of grape tomatoes, a yellow onion, and a red onion. So then next I got 2 plantains, and before you guys say anything, these are actually completely fine. They get ripe when they are black. So this one's like about ready to eat, and this one has a few more days. And I haven't really had plantains a lot before. I used to get them like from Trader Joe's. I think they had potato chips. Well, they tasted like potatoes, but they were like plantain chips, and they were really sweet, so I didn't really think anything of them. But recently I had them, and I learned that the more ripe they get, the sweeter they get, and they're actually kind of similar to a banana, but they're a lot more starchy. But my new favorite thing is to roast these in the oven, and when you just put them on parchment paper, they puff up kind of like marshmallows, and they're absolutely delicious. I love dipping them in like almond butter and maple syrup mixed together, or like put it on toast. It's really good. You guys should definitely try it. Oh, and that also reminds me that I got a bunch of bananas. It was like 7 bananas, but it's downstairs and I don't feel like going back down to get it and bringing it up. So you can just use your imagination. And finally, the last thing I got were some potatoes because I didn't have any. So I got a bag of organic russet potatoes, and I got a bag of sweet potatoes. And that is everything for this grocery haul. I hope you found it mildly entertaining, or it was somewhat helpful for you. I feel like you guys generally like it when I film grocery hauls, so let me know in the comments below if you'd like it to become a more regular thing so you can see my food staples. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye guys!